Hey guys, good morning. We are here in Psalms chapter 6. Uh, this is a great psalm for us to go through, especially if you might be in a season of life where you've got a lot of anxiety, a lot of frustration, maybe even you're experiencing some consequences of just making decisions which really go against the Lord's will, and you have a heart and desire for the presence of God still. And as we read through Psalm 6, we don't know exactly the timeline and time frame in which David had wrote this in his life, but we'll see that I would imagine that this was written at a point in time when he likely had killed Uriah after getting Bathsheba pregnant, his wife, Uriah's wife, and then eventually losing that child in which he had with Bathsheba. And ending up in this season of just absolute dryness of life because he had faced the consequences and his sin was still hidden. He had spent countless time clearly covering it up, but the problem is that his sin was finding him out in so many other ways with just incredible distress in his own soul. And so here we are in Psalm 6, and you'll see this. It says, "O Lord, do not rebuke me in your anger, nor chasten me in your hot displeasure. Have mercy on me, O Lord, for I am weak. O Lord, heal me, for my bones are troubled. My soul also is greatly troubled. But you, O Lord, how long? Return, O Lord, deliver me. Oh, save me for your mercy's sake. For in death there is no remembrance of you. In the grave, who will give you thanks? I am weary with my groaning. All night I make my bed swim. I drench my couch with tears. My eye wastes away because of grief. It grows old because of all of my enemies. Depart from me, you workers of iniquity, for the Lord has heard the voice of my weeping. The Lord has heard my supplication. The Lord will receive my prayer. Let all my enemies be ashamed and greatly troubled. Let them turn back and be ashamed suddenly." As you look at that, as you read through that, as you hear the cries, clearly David is absolutely worn out. He has drained out all of the tears that his body has to give him. He talks about how it feels like his eyes are just wasting away. So in incredibly deep grief, he does one incredibly important thing. Okay. He as he cries out to the Lord, he gets really real about his own personal state with himself and with the Lord. He says this simple statement, which is such an important one for us all to say. He says, "Have mercy on me, O Lord, for I am weak." I'm weak. I'm broken. I have nothing to offer. I have crossed lines. I have gone on all these paths, and you have every right to be displeased with me, God. But in your mercy, I am pleading on it, that very sense of your nature. And so as David would pray a prayer on behalf and pleading to the very nature of God, recognizing the very nature of his own self being weak and torn down, probably one of the hardest things for a man to clearly admit. He gets to see this awesome restoration start to take place in his own heart. But it takes a reality of getting real with your life, making it clear that the things in which you've gone on, the things which you go through, the things which you might face, how weak you absolutely are. We are in such an amazing season as a church, right? As we see countless people coming, we see this amazing dedication service that we have this weekend, and we're all in this position of celebration. But what does it mean? It also means we're clearly over our head. We have more things going on, more ministry going on, more opportunities that are going to be out there. All these things are far beyond anything that we've ever done. And the one thing that we can never get in a habit of doing is saying, I am going to be able to do this in my own ability, my own capacity. As a church, we're going to be able to organize and put all these pieces together. No, the reality of it is that the moment that we say we can do this, we have the opportunity of pulling the Lord out of it, right? And the moment that we pull the Lord out of it, we miss out on the fact that it is only by his mercy and only by his grace that we have seen any lives changed, any increase in anything whatsoever. And we must come back and plead. plead again for the mercy of God to come upon us. It's also kind of interesting, too, as we look at what David had written, and this is really good. He says this, he says, "For in death there is no remembrance of you. In the grave, who will give you thanks?" People will take that verse and they'll twist it out of context, actually, and they'll say, well, nothing then happens after you die. Well, what is he saying here? He's making it clear that David has life and breath now. And with that, it still means that he has a capacity to serve and honor the Lord with all of his heart, with all of his mind, with all of his soul, with all of his strength. And he says, listen, I am so undone. I am so worn out. I'm so exhausted with life. I'm no good for you, Lord. I need an absolute restoration of my soul. Lord, please please restore me based on your mercy and based on your grace, right? And then he finishes it out. And I love this. For the Lord has heard the voice of my weeping. The Lord has heard my supplication. The Lord will receive my prayer. And God receives him, responds to him with great mercy, with great love. And that's where we have to be, guys. We have to fall on our faces before God, recognizing that we're weak, dependent wholly on him, and we get to receive all of our strength from him so that we might be able to do the things that would bring God glory, and people would be able to hear us praise his name through every and all circumstance we might face. I love you guys. I'm super blessed that we get to go through life together, that we're going through the book of Psalms. I pray that it's encouraging to you, that it's strengthening you, it's giving you a model for prayer at some level, right? And that we get to see God do a mighty work in and through the body. And I cannot wait to see all of you on Sunday. Yes, Miss Edith, it is a blessing to be able to have you join us all the way from Colorado, along with my mom and everybody else that's listening. I cannot wait to be able to spend this amazing dedication service with you guys. Love you all. God bless you. And we will see you soon.